What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about Beyond Meat. I want to go over some of the current data points, some expectations for this upcoming week, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to this week for data, we have a lot of big things that is going to change the market's perception of this right here. So right now, going into this upcoming week, we have an 86.4% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. This is the next big market catalyst. And this is also one thing that really did fuel last week's optimism, was this and us getting some relatively poor labor data. So for instance, this week we have on Monday manufacturing data, then on Wednesday we have mortgage application, ADP, and then Thursday challenger job cuts, initial jobless claims, Friday PCE, Michigan consumer sentiment. So all of this was going to really kind of cause this ideally to go to 100%. Then the market was going to price that in. Unfortunately, we are seeing a significant pullback. So market, or the overnight trading, just opened about an hour ago, and you're seeing a lot of stocks start to sell off, such as Beyond Meat being down 2.1%. and a significant amount of volume, mind you. So I really recommend a lot of people have access to at least one broker that can do overnight trading. I like to use IBKR. If you want access to that, it's completely free. Link in the description below and also the comments to kind of join for that. But I feel everyone at this stage in the game and this day and age and whatever needs to have access to at least one broker that allows overnight trading. But even Bitcoin, we're seeing a significant sell-off, and so this does coincide with kind of overnight trading opening up. Reason why the market is turning to risk off, and most likely come tomorrow this is going to drop quite significantly, is because of this. US Black Friday sales hit record high of about 11.8 billion. That's just from online sales. That is up 9.1%. So this is where in general we've really wanted negative data. This is completely polar opposite. This is definitely shows that consumers are out there spending the money. That's not the narrative that the market wants. And so the Feds are going to see this and much of the other data and be kind of gray. They're going to be in the middle. And whenever they are in the middle, they're not going to commit to any cut. They're going to continue to monitor the data, as what they like to say. So in reality, this is the market freaking out over kind of not getting the rate cut. So most likely come tomorrow, this might jump back down to kind of the 50 to 60% range. Still could happen, but yeah, definitely this data that came out about Black Friday is going to be the market's kryptonite. Associated to Beyond Meat though, there really isn't anything planned for this week. So if the market is turning to risk off, this is where Beyond Meat could get hit very hard. And I think in general, a lot of people were getting into Beyond Meat because of it merely being a momentum play. And so unfortunately, because of that and people turning to risk off right now, I feel like Beyond Meat could potentially touch some of these levels. So for those of you that want to day trade, swing trade, just kind of watch for a lot of this. So 93 cents, 81 cents, 73, and then 61 as being support levels. Not saying that's going to be touched this week, but over time, if things don't change and we don't get the rate cut, then the market's going to throw a little bit more of a temper tantrum. And so potentially again, 81 cents, 73 cents, and so forth. Flip side, if things turn and kind of move on higher, which it's not that hard, all it needs is like one tweet. We've only seen one tweet from Trump on occasion, really hyping up the market. 105 and then 113 as being the next strong target / resistance points. So all in all, just in my opinion, I feel like it could potentially pull down to that 93 cent mark come tomorrow, but anything is possible. At the same time though, 21.35% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 94.01 million shares. So that's what we're going into this upcoming week with. A lot of big accounts are still pushing the idea that Beyond Meat is a 10x, 20x, and that's just based on shorts being overextended, as well as, I guess, the operational side of the business being extremely discounted. I've stated this from the beginning. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying a stock is like undervalued and whatever else, but I think Beyond Meat, like operationally, is like dead and gone. If you are going to trade it, it is simply because of momentum. And this is why I've stated that from the very beginning when I called out saying that it was a discounted play and that it was going to go higher. which it did work out on point, yeah, you can make some good money, but you have to ride the momentum wave. You cannot get caught up with, hey, like, you know what, this is a solid discounted stock. Those are dime a dozen. So I know this is very unpopular opinion. I always get hate for that in the comments below, but you have to distinguish the difference between a discounted play versus a struggling company that is no more than either a meme or potentially as a just momentum play. And again, you kind of have to read the room. Right now, the market is seeing this data as kind of a good reason not to cut rates. So if that's being the case, then why the hell are we going to be buying more speculative stocks? So again, I could be wrong. This might be just a one-day type of push lower, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see how that does all play out. And it's really unfortunate because even last week, Thursday and Friday, we did see a little bit more building momentum. So it was actually starting to get higher volume, was starting to move on, kind of push higher above that 10-day moving average, which is generally a big deal for momentum stocks. But because of the overnight trading right now, I do feel that things might kind of push a little bit lower, which again is rather unfortunate, but that's just the name of the game, right? So let me know your general thoughts on Beyond Meat. Are you buying? Are you selling? What are you generally doing? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. No different than when I called out Beyond Meat right before it went on this huge run. Posted it at 65 cents on the Patreon, mentioning that it was going to go to roughly around $6. Didn't catch the high exactly, but still that's a pretty good return. So definitely pop over there, take a look, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.